Did they breach that with their garbage reporting at this event on Friday?
Yes!
Should they be charged?
Yes!
Well, the question is, why aren't they? So we'll play some more music now, be back on with some speakers in about half an hour, talk, mingle, get your chants going, I'll pump some music up to keep the vibes high, and then we'll get back on in about half an hour. Does that sound all right? Yeah. 1, 2. One, two, 1, 2. Hey, is that? Yeah, wow.
Oh, they're blaming you for it, are they?
1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. How's that? Can you hear down the back? 1, 2. Can you hear me down the back?
Bring out the bench!
Just hang on a sec, guys. We're just going to adjust the volume. Seems to be an issue today. There you go. What'd you do? Yeah, well, that helps. Just do that. Okay, how about now? Is that louder? Just give the... That's louder. Fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen. And as I said earlier, so we're going to go through the speakers now. So thank you very much for being patient. It's one of the things we need, humanity, a bit of patience. Because this is going to be one final push, the one long, sustained push, and we will not relent, will we? It's going to take everything you have. I know a lot of you are tired. I know a lot of you have been campaigning. There's some people here that are just starting to be aware just recently, and bless you. And more are becoming aware all the time. So we have to dig deep from somewhere and get our second win and prepare yourself mentally to back up week after week after week. That's what's required. Because as I said earlier, we are attempting to achieve something in this country that has never been achieved before. So that requires all of us to do things we've never done before. And you all are, but there's more to do. So without further ado, I'll hand you over to our first speaker, who quite humbly, when I asked her, how would you like me to introduce her, she said, Craig, I'm just a mother and a grandmother. There's no ego here with Jackie Dundee. What she didn't, what I had to drag out of her was for the last 25 years, she's been campaigning on constitutional matters and high court case law as well too. So give her a big round of applause, ladies. Jackie Dundee.
Thank you, Craig. Ladies and gentlemen, people of the Commonwealth, we are people of honour. We are people of conscience. We stand peacefully and we stand lawfully. Our power is our unity. I humbly show my respect to my forefathers, our forefathers, who sacrificed their lives for our freedoms. Now it is our duty to do the same for our children, to protect their inheritance and their freedoms. Now, humanity is under attack worldwide. Governments have been usurped, and we are seeing corporations running the world, worldwide. They are masquerading as authorities. A plan on this scale that has been delivered with such stealth, timely precision, unleashed worldwide, systematically and systemically, implementing control, prohibitions and removing freedoms all under the guise of safety, is that of a military style operation. There is no doubt about it. We've got terror campaigns, fear-mongering narratives of misinformation and disinformation from mainstream media, reading government narratives. They are fabricating non-existent threats, nothing but lies, traumatising people and offering them a bioweapon as the solution. It was a bioweapon, it was not an experiment, I'm telling you that now. They knew what they were doing. Removal of freedom of speech, movement, right to bodily autonomy, inserting inference that parental decisions for our children are under their control is all well beyond and outside their scope of power. Gross intrusions into every aspect of our personal and private domain that only we control, not government. Our mind, our body, our spirit are free. That is absolute. God's or Creator is divine law. It is the highest law. The The Commonwealth of Australia Constitution Act 1900 Imperial, as proclaimed on the 1st of January 1900 under the Royal Coat of Arms, is the supreme written law of this land. That's exactly why we're here. This is what they are scared of most, that people become aware. Our Constitution is our greatest defence. This is how we tackle what is going on. So, we've got the Constitution is a restraint on government. They are bound to it and must obey it. If they depart from the Constitution, they act without any lawful authority. And I hope anyone that's here from media makes sure that that is put out onto the news, because that is something they are neglecting. Ultimate authority is enshrined in the people. The people are the Commonwealth. We are the beneficiaries and inheritors under the Constitution. In law, the people are the sovereign authority, and members of Parliament, ministers and even the High Court are servants and trustees under that sovereignty. That is enshrined in law. Now, governments have reconstituted themselves as a corporation. Unconstitutional, absent lawful authority. Actions of conspirators sabotaging our nation. That is what is going on. They are siphoning and transferring the wealth of the Commonwealth, our equity, to foreign interest. They are undermining and acting against the people. Instead of prosperity, they are bankrupting our nation, all by design. We have breaches of fiduciary duty, which is an automatic forfeiture. So government, in its role as servant, agent, administrator and trustee of the Commonwealth. Equity and trust law is very clear. If a trustee steals from the trust, it is an automatic forfeiture of their role and allows for the beneficiaries to reclaim that trust, that being the people of the Commonwealth. We assert we are the supreme, absolute, irrevocable authority, and we, the people of the Commonwealth, now lawfully reclaim our inheritance. Crimes committed are fraud, theft and treason. Crimes committed, mass murder, malfeasance and terrorism. That is what this government is guilty of through their mainstream media whores. This is our claim of right, people. The people of the Commonwealth are the Commonwealth. We must remedy our situation, and the only way to control the executive and the legislative branches are with judicial force. So I ask everybody, please follow closely. Literally all eyes must be focused on the courts and the cases that are in the courts. We demand justice not just be done, but be seen to be done. Now, we have got live constitutional matters that are ongoing and in the courts now that affect every Australian. There are people standing up for all Australians, so please get behind and support. Rod Culleton is doing a collateral attack on the Palmer versus WA matter, designed to fail. That is Section 92 pertaining to our freedoms. We've got Dr. Beverly Pears. She is fighting to stop the state's ability to ever mandate vaccination, mRNA injections, bioweapons into the workplace. It is a clear-cut Section 109 inconsistency of laws. She is also challenging APRA, a statutory corporation who has removed her right to exercise her implied freedom of political communication, which we are doing here today. under sections 724 and 128 of the Constitution. That is a guarantee offered under our Constitution. Dr. Valerie Pearce, her sister, her twin sister, is fighting against imprisonment. So AHPRA and the Medical Board of Australia claiming she is a danger to the public for telling her patients the truth. She refused to follow the government narrative, which was gagging all doctors and all information on this poisonous mRNA gene-altering injection. So, 40 cases to date, over 40 cases. Dr. Valerie Pearce, 80 years of age, has been in and out of the courts. We have seen nothing but bias, collusion, perversion of the course of justice and utter corruption in all the lower courts. So I think police officers, we've got some trouble down here. I will say, anyone that causes any disruption, intimidation, violence or aggression here, step back and film. They are not a part of this movement. We are here peacefully and lawfully. No violence, no aggression, no intimidation will be tolerated. We the people are people of honour and conscience, peacefully and lawfully. Now we have got private organisations such as the WHO, the World Economic Forum, assuming authority where none exists. They have no authority, nor do they have any jurisdiction in this country. Yet we see WHO recommendations were obeyed and inserted into our legislation via the Biosecurity Act, a federal act. This in itself is showing that the government has obeyed a foreign power by inserting into our legislation the WHO recommendations. Now this is also going to bring in a challenge to the treaty power under the external affairs power in the Constitution. Treaties can only be entered into by two or more independent nations. Treaties cannot be entered into with foreign corporations or organisations, rendering the WHO Treaty and others of this nature and those within our nation entered into by government invalid. Go and have a look at R.E. Young. Chief Justice Gagler clearly states treaties can only be entered into between two or more independent nations. This government is guilty of, they have allegiance, obedience and adherence to a foreign power. Section 44(1) of the Constitution, which therefore gives grounds for Section 44(2). They are attainted of treason. Solid grounds. This is our claim of right, people. The people of the Commonwealth are the Commonwealth. Now I want to cover briefly this rubbish that has started. Sovereign citizen is a false term. There is no such thing. It is a corrupted distortion which has been created to mislead. It holds no lawful standing whatsoever. It has been weaponised to ridicule or silence lawful dissent. It is a derogatory label. Use of this term is for the purpose to discredit, ridicule and delegitimise any lawful claim of the people who speak of constitution, sovereignty or against government as fringe or unlawful. It is a false flag of words, an oxymoron, and such inversion is nothing but corruption. It is null and void in law. Sovereignty rests in the people, as stated in the preamble and in sections like Section 24, directly chosen by the people. The people, we the people of the Commonwealth as a collective are the beneficiaries and inheritors. And this government is nothing but a servant, trustee and agent. They have forfeited their role. Now, last week, this is just shitting in our faces even more. Albanese's response to the Solomon Islands, rejection of an offer of protection. Albanese states, I respect the sovereignty of the Solomon Islands. But he doesn't respect the sovereignty of the Australian people. Seriously. They are destroying the people openly. This is what is going on. Mainstream media and our politicians, we should be calling them CEOs of a corporation, because that's all they are. They are condescending in their nature and smirking. Forever, a new tax, a new tax, a new tax. It's their mantra. It's insane. And all we are seeing is psyops all over social media, mainstream media. Everything is all about what is going on in other countries, all the aggression, all the racial tension, all the violence. It is psyops. If there was no social media and no mainstream media, there would be none of this. So it is an IQ test and a tolerance test. We need to demand Port Arthur, Train Brothers massacre, and the 28 pedophiles. These must be open for public scrutiny. This government cannot conceal their heinous crimes by sealing files for 75 years. What the hell? We also need justice for Desi. Desi Freeman was a good man and not a sovereign citizen. What a load of rubbish. Lies. Absolute lies. Another gentleman who was taking matters into the courts to try and get justice, and they've targeted him. God, we hope he's still alive and hasn't been slaughtered. Once again, it's government, and we must always make sure we direct our focus where it needs to be, on the government. Yeah, I know, where's the body cam? Now, as I keep saying, united, peacefully and lawfully. We are honourable people of conscience, and that's how we must conduct ourselves. There is no other way. Universal rights. You cannot do to a civilization unless you have formally told them. Now, State of Declaration, what their intent is and what they intend to unleash on humanity. Georgia Guidestones, they were erected in secrecy, so not to trace back to the order itself. Who were the builders and authors of that? Look it up. Go into the CIA files as well. The agenda is one world order. When it gets to this point, which we are close to, as you can see in India, they burned Parliament down. That is not the way to go. Peacefully and lawfully. I dread to think what they have destroyed in that building that could have been used as evidence. It is up to us to record our history. Keep everything, evidence everything, document everything. I draw your attention to The Art of War, which was supposedly written by an author by the name of Sun Tzu. But I think many of us that have gone down a deep dive know better than that. It was actually written by a general of the Jesuits under that name, once again, to conceal so there is no traceable source leading back to the order itself. The art of deception at its best, breaking down the sovereignty of the sovereign people of the land is the first primal bullet point in the art of war. Look it up. It's written. The art of war, to dismember, remove and take away the sovereign peoples of the land's sovereignty. The world is a stage. Through MSN and every other platform, we are watching nothing but stage shows, psyops. All is in full swing now, and it is crucial we conduct ourselves peacefully and lawfully. multiply that tenfold. It is crucial. United we stand, brothers and sisters, shoulder to shoulder, side by side, every colour, race, religion and creed, as humanity is being attacked worldwide. This is knowledge over chaos is how it should be. Knowledge over chaos. I'll be done in 2 minutes, Craig. So, we must wake up as many as possible to the gravity of our situation. Humanity is standing on the edge of its extinction. We are being poisoned from every direction, our land, our water, our food, everything. We have lost 80% of our insects. We are in crisis, people. So humanity as one, respectful of one another. We all walk the earth. We are all made from the same dirt. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. It is the path and the only way forward. See through the illusion. So, we have got to start recognising the divisive methods and stop falling into the trap. Do what you say what you do. United we stand. Now, we must be the authors of our future, and we must record history truthfully, because history is a lie. So don't tell me what's happened in history. It is a lie. This is the thing. Fear, doubt and confusion have been used to control the people for thousands of years, to divide us. We are all one, no matter what your race, no matter what your religion, together, united. The people of the world, the people of the Commonwealth, that's how we get things done. Now I will say, I have not and never will be a part of the freedom movement, because I am not going to walk the streets chanting freedom. I am free. We're all free. Stand up and own it. Ridiculous. This is the movement that we need. This is a truth evolution. Revolution is a cycle. Picture the revolution of a wheel. This is the truth evolution. We are breaking out of the cycle. We are going to write our future. We do things honourably and we do things united. So, see through the illusion. This is the awakening. Anybody that is being distracted and divided because of these psyops, see through it. I don't even want to say the next line. United we stand is it, and that's where we must be. So, as I said, we're under attack. So get behind those in the courts. This is our claim of right. Sign the covenant. I've got the Solemn League and Covenant here for people of honour and conscience. With the blessing of the All-Father, Creator, in Christ's light, together united, we've got this. The people are the power. Own it. Own it.
Give Jackie Dundee a big round of applause, guys. Now, some of that, before I introduce our next speaker, some of that information may be over your heads. That's okay. Keep evolving. Part of that truth evolution is evolving your own knowledge. You've got to read. Knowledge is power. And we have the power. And the more knowledgeable we become, the more power we have. So, go, and it is, thank you. This is simple. Go to your local federal MP's office and get a free copy of the Constitution and start reading it. You'll be aghast at how much those bastards in Canberra breach it every single day. Now, the Constitution is a set of guidelines to prevent tyrannical governments from governing us. That's what it's there for. So read up on it. That's the first step you can take of many as well too. Now, our next guest is a gentleman who's humble as well too. Is a dad, a father, a tradie. He's been campaigning for the last 5 years. He's the founder of My Place Australia. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Darren Bergworth.
Thank you, Craig, and good afternoon, Melbourne. Great to see you all out here today, and this is the beginning of a mass build-up of numbers moving forward. So this is a start, and we are going to continually hold rallies fortnightly. It will turn to weekly, and eventually we will be doing them during the week when Parliament is sitting. My message to you and to all Australians, over the next series of months, you are going to be led into a dead-end street by people that are going to be speaking policy and politics and say, vote for me at the next election and I'll fix this. I call bullshit. There is no fixing this in this house behind me or the one in Canberra. The time for politics and policy is over. This is not about race, religion, flags or individual issues that we have, because there are hundreds of them. And I could ask 100 different people around this country, what's their major problem? And there'd be 100 different answers. Okay, there is only one problem, and that is a foreign government that is committing war crimes and crimes against humanity against good Australian people. And it is time that we focus all of our attention not on the semantics of flags, religions, race and all the arguments between each other, and come together as one people with the one common problem, and that is a criminal government. So moving forward, there are other rallies and other things that are going to want to suck you into what I got sucked into in 2022 after I'd just spent a couple of weeks up in Canberra and many days marching the streets in Melbourne in 2021, okay, including the Westgate Bridge, back when we first started. Now, I've been through this. I've lived this and breathed this for the last 3 or 4 years. I've dedicated my life to this cause for a better future for my children, and I have sacrificed everything that I worked for my whole life, for my family's future, to make sure that the money side of things isn't what I need to leave a legacy or behind to my kids. It's a free democracy and a free country. Now, I've been through the whole thing. I have run in 3 elections, right? From someone that was terrified of public speaking before this COVID bullshit came to us. And I stepped out of my comfort zone, and I felt about this big at the first forum that I sat in with 6 other candidates. I wanted the room to open up and swallow me. I was so uncomfortable. I've ran in a federal election in 22. I ran in a state election in 2022, and I ran in a by-election federally for the seat of Dunkley in 2024. I've seen firsthand what the system is, how rigged it is. We've been on the scrutineers tables. There is no political answer to the problems that we face as a nation. We need to recognise that. We are at a fork in the road in the history of this land. And it's a matter of whether you're going to go left and stay in that eternal loop of hopeism, of trying to get somebody into politics that are going to fix all the problems. I can guarantee you, in the system that we have today, nothing will change from the top down. It must be from the ground up by us, the people. We're taking a whole new direction on trying to refocus people away from all the bullshit of what's been going on for the last 2 or 3 weeks, and to focus solely on the source of everyone's problem and tyranny. And tyranny does not discriminate. It is against every race, religion and creed and flag that you may stand under. Flags were never an issue back in 2021 when we marched these streets. We had flags from all over Europe that were the first ones to wake up to what's going on in this country, and that communism was already on their doorstep, because they've lived it. They escaped it and come here for a better life. So there's nothing wrong with showing who you are, where you come from. The argument's not about flags, it's about people. And a flag, in my opinion, does not define a nation. It's its people that define a nation. and the back of our Anzacs who sacrificed everything for us. And we have slipped our way into where we are. We've acquiesced our way into being slaves to the system and under a corporate government, when there are actually 4 levels of government, and most people only know of 3. And the 4th level of government is us, the elector. And the elector actually is the highest level of government, and they've turned this tree upside down and put us at the bottom, and they stomp on us day after day, and they breach our trust every single day. And in fact, I cannot wait until we actually turn this ship around, because these charges are going to come for these people for the treasonous behaviour, the selling out of our ports, our electricity, the selling of our water, our assets, our mining. We should not be paying tax in this country. And when we get this country back to be run by the people, for the people, we will not be paying tax, and all of those mining magnates will be handing back their fraudulent contracts that these governments over years and years have gifted them. And like I said before, there is no political answer to this. So get that out of your mind. Do not let people suck you in to believing in politics any longer. It's not there. It's not going to happen. Right? It is the criminal element of government that must be our focus. It must be what we educate ourselves around. It must be what we expose, and it must be what we learn about. There are at least 10 serious indictable offences that this government is committing on a daily basis. Okay, so there's no voting, there's no getting into a system that is, in my opinion, racketeering with the courts, the police, the banks, and every other so-called watchdog in this country. They are, in my opinion, an organised crime syndicate enforcing usury and slavery against the Australian people, and it must stop. And it starts here today. And we need to build the numbers. And I don't care if it takes 3 months, 6 months or 9 months, but these rallies and the intent behind them are going to go somewhere that the other rallies didn't. And if we need to withdraw our labour, withdraw our finances, and withdraw everything away from this system, if it needs to be a lockdown, it needs to be a boycott, we need to build that mentality in the people in this country that we've had enough and we're not going to take it any longer. Now, like I said before, it's great to see so many people here today, but this is just a start. We need to build these numbers. We need feet on the street. We have a heap of people that have been onto this for 20, 30 and 40 years. They've been lone soldiers, your Dick Yardleys, your Brian Shaws, your Wayne Glues, and a series of other people. They've done a mountain of work. They've dedicated their life for 30 years without any support. It's about time we picked up the baton and we run with the good work that they've done and we spread their work throughout the nation. There is only one solution, and it is the masses to demand that this government be stood down and we put in a temporary government, which we are developing. We have plenty of good people in this country that have the integrity and the will and the knowledge to run this country until we can sort this shit out and actually have a true and fair election. Okay? So this is what we're wanting to achieve by starting today, by getting the will of the people, the knowledge in the people, to demand that this government be stood down. Now, we need massive numbers. We need everyone to bring 2 or 3 people next time we have one of these rallies. Now, there are other rallies happening. Save Australia, and a few other ones. There's the anti-fascist rally. There's also, of course, the anti-racist rally. Now, we know as a nation, as a whole, that we are not fascists and we are not racist. We are good people. What we also need to learn is the discernment that shit's going to happen that's going to trigger people. The burning of our flag, people holding up Hamas signs. These are plants, people. Look through the bullshit. They're there deliberately to divide us and having war against each other rather than focusing on the people in there. And that must be the message today that you get out of today, is educate yourself on the criminality of government and the criminality of the court system that protect them, including a suppression order, a 90-year suppression order by the federal government to suppress the names of 28 pedophiles that are at the top level of government and the justice system, the injustice system, and they won't release those names because you're going to lose confidence in your political system. Really? Well, I've got news for these Muppets. That confidence was lost 20 years ago. And it's about time that these people that are concealing crimes get held to account. And that's what we will push for, and that's what we will do as a people once we have the numbers and we have the mindset all swimming in the same direction and not being distracted by false flags and burning of flags. Okay, they're stunts to get us to fight each other. It is so simple to see. So anyone that starts to take you on a topic of whinging about a certain policy, just say it doesn't matter. None of the policies matter. It's the people instigating those policies that matter. That's where our attention needs to be. Don't get distracted from that. Don't get distracted by political talk about elections. It's important that we focus on the root of all of our problems, and that is in the building behind me and the building up in Canberra. And until we get that message, until we unite as one people and have the same message and we march in numbers and we put our demands on the table, we're going to keep going around in circles for another 3 years. And I'm not accepting another 3 years of this bullshit. Are you? No! Okay, so stand with us and bring people to the next rally, and bring it to the rally that has a flyer that says, Australians unite against government corruption. That is a one! Thank you. Oh, one more thing, sorry. 2 seconds. We have a flag here, and as far as all the different flags go, the one that resonates the most with me is the Eureka flag. And on that it says, when injustice becomes law, resistance becomes duty. We are the resistance! Thank you.
Another big cheer for Darren Bergways, ladies and gentlemen. Passion, love it. That is a fantastic blow-up device. Have a look at that. How appropriate is that? Magnificent. Does Anthony Albanese represent you? No! Let me ask you again. Does Anthony Albanese represent you? No! There's a good old-fashioned saying we have in this country. It's called get stuffed. So, I'm going to count to 3, and on 3, we're going to tell Albanese to get stuffed. Yeah? 1, 2, 3. Get stuffed! There you go. Everybody looks like you had about 5,000 people telling you to get stuffed. And those numbers are going to grow. Now, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I have a very learned gentleman, Dr. Ian Brighthope, who's been a doctor and professor for 50 years, and has been campaigning against the government corruption as well too. A big round of applause for Dr. Ian Brighthope.
Thanks, Craig. I'm going to speak from the heart. I love Australia, but I hate what the people in this house and the house in Canberra are doing to us. I'm going to talk to you about the issues around health and well-being, and I'm going to speak to you on behalf of the World of Wellness International, which is a group that was started here in Melbourne quite some time ago now. It's a member organisation of the Aligned Council of Australia, which consists of 40 other groups which reflect the interests and well-being of members of the order of nearly 2 million Australians. And we need support from people like yourself to join our organisations so that we can have an influence in government at our next elections. Because we cannot keep going the way we are with health in this country. I wrote to Scott Morrison, Greg Hunt and the Chief Health Minister at the beginning of 2020 on behalf of a large number of doctors. We said, we don't need to have lockdowns. Do you want to have more lockdowns? Do you want to have more masking? Do you want to have more social distancing? Do you want to be held down and injected against your will? Well, that is what is going to happen if we stay with the World Health Organization. We have an agreement with the World Health Organization now. We pay them $300 million plus a year, unelected bureaucrats, to tell our bureaucrats here what to do when there is an infectious disease occurring in our country. We have lost our sovereign rights to our own individual right and responsibility to take a medicine if we want to. My profession failed us during COVID. My profession, the medical profession, went lock and step with the orders that came from Canberra and the orders that came from the unelected bureaucrats in the World Health Organization. We have signed a pandemic treaty, an agreement with the folks in the World Health Organization. It is funded mainly by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Did you get that? The Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, which boasts that they put $10 billion into an investment in vaccines and the return was $200 billion. Where did that $200 billion came from? And all of the other billions of dollars that we lost during the pandemic our taxes went to the elites, went to the wealthy, went to those who are controlling the WEF, the WHO, and every other organisation in this country in which there are collaborative centres that have been implanted by the WHO and its interests. We are in a very precarious situation because they are planning another pandemic. Don't misunderstand me. The pandemic was a plandemic. It was a fake. It had been planned for some time, and don't believe the lies about the vaccine, the virus coming from a wet market in Wuhan. It came from the Wuhan Institute of Virology. It came from an institute where they were weaponizing viruses. Gain of function of viruses is something that should be outlawed globally, because they want to develop these viruses so that they can develop vaccines against them, just in case there's biological warfare. Well, we know how to prevent these diseases and illnesses. We know how to do it, and they didn't listen. If the population had been given some sunshine, given some vitamin D, go to your doctor and have your vitamin D levels tested, we would not have had a suffering of the 5 years that we did through COVID and the follow-on from that. Nearly $1 trillion was wasted during those years. A trillion means $1,000 billion. And the ongoing costs, the loss of business, the loss of relationships, the illnesses, the diseases, the children who've lost a generation of children have lost their proper education. And it includes all of us, folks. It includes all of us here, including our police force. They had to be a part of a system that did damage to us, serious damage to us. Now, if the Western Australian government and the South Australian government can pass legislation that says if there is another fake, a public health emergency of international concern, and we need to vaccinate with an experimental vaccine, it gives the police force the right to hold us down and inject us. Do you want that? Police wouldn't want that. I'm sure they don't. I mean, we are all one people.
We love this country and we have to stick together and make sure that they don't do that to us again. We don't have anybody with the wisdom in the World Health Organization, and our own health departments are completely deficient of people who know how to prevent disease and treat early. What we did during the pandemic, we said to the old people, okay, don't worry, you'll be okay. We take you to hospital, we put you on a ventilator and you die. Or we put you into hospital if you've got a positive PCR test, and you get anxious and you get injected with morphine and midazolam, the thing that they use in the US in executions. And what does that do to people? And remdesivir, the drug that causes, remdesivir is also known as, remember, death is near. You end up in intensive care with kidney failure, and of course you're in intensive care and you end up dying. And that's exactly what happened in our hospitals in this country, ladies and gentlemen. We were told by the authorities above to do all of this. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. It was, to me, it was murder. I told the Parliament in Canberra that not one single person should have been injected with this experimental vaccine. You know, one vaccine has caused the death of young people who go to bed the night they've had the injection and they don't wake up the next morning. Any other medicine that did that would be taken off the market. Now, I must add, there are a few good people in Parliament. There are a few good people who are awake to what's going on. We've got to give them the confidence to speak up. We've got to give them the knowledge to speak up. We need to give them the facts and data. My group, my medical group, actually put together a book called Too Many Dead. Too Many Dead, when in 2020, late 2020, COVID wasn't killing anybody. The increase in death rate, ladies and gentlemen, in this country started soon after the rolling out of the messenger RNA vaccines. The toxic vaccines that were meant to stay in the arm, they didn't. They go to your brain, to your heart, to your lungs, to your ovaries and your testicles. This is why so many people are sick who should not be sick. This is why we're seeing turbo cancers in this country. And what do I mean by a turbo cancer? Somebody who presents with stage 4 cancer, which means there's been no warning, all of a sudden they've got cancer all over their body. And this is happening on an increasing rate, and our authorities are ignoring it. We have to do something about it, ladies and gentlemen, please. If you want to do something, come to these rallies. Join a member group of the Alliance Council of Australia. Please, we have a lot of good people there who are awake to what's going on and what government needs to do. We need new governance in this country. We need a renewed set of politicians who have the courage to speak up and learn about the truth. Because if you don't have courage, you don't get to the truth. And if you don't have truth, there are no other values in our society. So I'd just like to finish by saying bless you all for coming along, and also bless our police force as well, and those who want to maintain peace. Thank you.
Give another round of applause for Dr. Ian Brido, please. And I just want to reiterate, and it was a bit remiss of me not to mention at the start, with all what's been going on the last 3 weeks with counter rallies, etc., trying to get this organised, I'll be straight, was a headache. However, it would have been more than of a headache if it wasn't for the great cooperation I've had from the police force. So, guys, give them a clap, please. The two sergeants I've dealt with have been extremely accommodating and extremely understanding as well. And we need that relationship going forward, because there will come a day when you gentlemen and ladies are going to have to stand with the people. Because that's why you joined in the first place. That's why you got in the job in the first place. To serve the people not the corrupt politicians. Now, without further ado, I'd love to gee whiz. I'd love to introduce, it's been a while since I've done one of these, bear with me. I'd love to introduce our next guest, and many of you may know this gentleman, our next speaker. He's a farmer for 40 years, been campaigning against this corruption, the corruption against the farmers by the government for 40 years. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Wade Northhausen.
How's it going there, Melbourne? Not only Melbourne, we've got people here from all over the state, so that is fantastic. We've been getting around the crowd, we've been talking to people, and we've got people happening here from all over Australia, in fact. So this is one of a rally that is happening internationally. We are starting to see, quote unquote, the people are waking up. We are starting to see things happen overseas. Well, it's been a long time coming. I first started becoming involved in politics when I was early 20s. 40 years I've been involved in this now. And we started to get involved when we saw banks illegally foreclosing on farmers and sending them bankrupt. This has been happening for a long, long time, and it's been built for a long, long time. And for many of us who have been in this game for decades, it is good now to see finally the Australian people are waking up. Absolutely. So, a lot of people, their awakening moment was the start of the fraud and the attack on the world's people, known as the start of COVID-19. That was an absolute military operation. You heard Dr. Ian Brighthope just speaking there before. I've had many conversations with Ian, with his team from AMPS, with his team from World of Wellness, and now we have doctors from all over the world are calling this for what it is. It was an attack. It was lies. The so-called COVID-19 vaccine was a biological weapon. Your stinking, filthy, lying governments forced you people to take this crap. There are many people here who didn't. We have seen the results of this now worldwide. There is no dispute. This was not anything that was designed to help you. The medical people tell us categorically its only purpose is to maim, injure and kill. So I'm very, very proud to talk to people like Dr. Ian Brighthope and like the doctors that I know, and they have done amazing work. We've seen brave doctors who have lost everything they've ever worked for, as opposed to the cowards who would not stand up. The times that I've been doing this, we get to look at things with a very sceptical viewpoint. And when you do the mechanics of what the likes of the World Health Organisation, the United Nations and the World Economic Forum are doing, I guarantee you they're coming back to do it again. In my history and my profession as a farmer, third generation dairy farmer from North Central Victoria, we have seen governments systematically attack and destroy our farming sector. This is now beyond any doubt. We are seeing farmers right now across Australia fighting hard against so-called renewable energy infrastructure. Victoria's farmers, if they come to fruition with this energy garbage, it's a lie, it's a fraud, will lose 70% of Victoria's farmland. That is a massive impost, and the whole purpose here is to put farmers under enormous pressure to send them broke. We have seen the mental health breakdowns of not only farmers but the entire country. This is their plan. The lockdowns that everybody suffered. Who remembers these lockdowns? Who remembers losing their jobs? Who remembers losing their relationships, the arguments they caused with their families? And who remembers the loss that we all suffered? Well, I'm here to tell you, if you look at the plans that they have, they are planning to do that all again, but a million times worse. I put it to you that our politicians are in the business of destroying our country. There are a small handful that are okay, but the vast majority of our governments are on the payroll with international terrorist organisations. This is something where the Australian people right now need to come together. The whole purpose of this is to bring the Australian people together to fight and stand as one. Their specialty is to drive division. We're seeing things that are being done now to deliberately create friction amongst the people of Australia. That is their plan. But we will not fall for that. We need to understand that our enemies are the politicians and the governments. We've seen all over the world extreme violence happening now. We've seen parliaments and houses being burnt down. Well, that is not our way. We do not want to fall into that category. We do not support that. But I understand why this is happening. We must put pressure on our governments and politicians here. Peaceful, non-violent, but they only can survive while we are divided and fighting each other. We've seen some people, just previous speakers, who talk about our police standing with the Australian people. What we've seen is that terrorist governments have used our police through the agency of corrupt police command. Chief commissioners who are on board with the international terrorists. And I've said before, and I say it again, to our coppers, they made you people take a lethal injection. They threw you against the Australian people. So I say, your families are every bit in as much danger as what the rest of us are. By now, our cops will know people who have died, dropped dead, been maimed and injured from this filthy poison. We stand by you as much as you stand by us. This is Australia, and Australia is speaking. This is a numbers game, it is an education game, it is an information game. When we see so many people who want to go to the footy, they're not interested, they turn their back on what we're talking about. This is where every one of us needs to become a conduit. We need to tell them what's happening, we need to lead them to the websites, to the organisations who are fighting back against this. If you know... That's right, there were some people who were exempted. COVID-19 knew which ones they were. So that tells you the entire thing was a total fraud. This is just part of the attack on us, we the Australian people, and the people here now who have put these rallies together, the people who are marching. Well done to them, to the organisers. And similarly, well done to VicPol. We've had a lot to do with VicPol, with Billboard Battalion. We've done a lot of work around the country. And we know that we have support. We can say the things that many of them can't but want to. So we need to continue that support. Australia's military is being set up to be used by the World Health Organisation against us. The World Health Organisation was given the power over Australia by the so-called Labor Party Federal Health Minister, Mark Butler, on the 19th of July this year. They have handed it over, so expect things to get rough. I can tell you right now that the things that they talk about being some kind of a pandemic, they are planning, and we can only just say a few short things in the amount of time we've got. They're planning to say that the fraud and the hoax of climate change is a pandemic.
Bullshit!
They will use that to attack your rights, our farmers, your properties, your ability to get food and money.
Yep.
These are all in the pipeline. So for the people who are here today to help and fight for our farmers and fight for our rights, I say thank you. This is the most serious danger Australia has ever been in. They are splitting, dividing and trying to conquer us all. They work for foreign terrorists, and we have to fight back against that with everything we've got. So I won't take up much more of your time here today, but let us be aware that we are doing everything we can. We're fighting with everything we've got. And we need every Australian to stand up. We've heard about our Anzacs. Well, we are in the middle of losing our country. When all our stinking filthy politicians turn up on Anzac Day and they lay wreaths and they tell everyone how much we owe our Anzacs and they talk of their honour and their sacrifice. They are selling them out. They are desecrating the memory of our Anzacs, and they're doing it for money. They think that they're on the side that's going to win. That's why they've decided to sell us out. Here in Victoria, we've seen a piece of filth, low-life scum, Daniel Andrews. Well, we thought Elbow got a bad reaction. Daniel Andrews has recently been photographed in China with some of the leading terrorists, dictators and human rights abusers in the world. Jacinta Allen is his... She is his protege. She is working every bit as much for the terrorist organisations as what Daniel Andrews did. To everybody here at our rally here, we are not marching. We are static here in front of Parliament House. There is another group who is marching past, and good luck to them. But what we're doing is here today in front of Parliament House. I would just like to finish by saying this. We were down in Ballarat there just recently. At the what's called the Bush Summit. And two of the honoured, they call them the honourable guest speakers, were lowlife Anthony Sleazy and Jacinta Allen. Well, I can tell you right now what a lot of people told them. And I'll just finish by saying that Anthony Albanese, the last he was seen leaving Ballarat, his motorcade was hightailing it out of town. Absolutely. With a whole heap of farmers on tractors in high-speed pursuit. Rack off Albanese, rack off Jacinta Allen. You take your corrupt foreign terrorist governments and you shove them. The Australian people have spoken.
Mr. Wade Northhausen, give me a big clap, guys! I'm glad you're staying, because as you know, this is the one of many rallies that need to go forward. So those that have gone off and marched, bless them, but you'll get the opportunity to march. Don't you worry about that, I promise you. Now, one thing we can do, a whole bunch of consistent, smaller actions are what's required here. So part of that is changing our mindset. This is not going to be done in one swoop. It is consistent, ongoing action that you are going to have to reinvest some of your time. Is your country worth it? Yes! Is your country worth it? Yes! Sure, you might decide to sit in your comfort zone for the next 6 to 12 months. And you'll be comfortable for a while, and then you won't be. So we have to reinvest some of your time. Saving your country isn't something you do if you've got a bit of spare time. Saving your country is reinvesting your time into things that are monotonous, painstaking. So celebrate the small wins. Today is a small win. Look around you. This is a win. It's a small win, but it's one of many steps. So start getting around that mindset of I'm going to have to reinvest some of my time into having more conversations, into studying more, into reading more, into having your own community gatherings. Get together in groups. Go and visit your local elected representative, please. We're using Mockingbird back on them. They're not politicians. They're elected representatives of the people. They do what you want them to do, not the other way around. They are not our lords and masters. Elected representative of the people. It's about time they started doing that again, isn't it? Speaking about elected representatives of the people, our next speaker was a gentleman in Parliament for 23 years who did stand up. And the changes he wanted to make from the inside was stifled by the corrupt cesspit that is in there. And Bernie's going to speak a bit about that now. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Bernie Finn.
Thank you very much. Craig, thank you so much for organising today to begin with, because what a crowd. What a crowd. It is sensational. I'm not going to keep you here long, much longer anyway. But I just want to mention a bloke who left us during the week, a bloke called Charlie Kirk, a man who stood up for what was right. He stood up to those who would do us harm, and they took his life. Now I'm hopeful that none of us will have to suffer that fate. But what we do need to do is to use Charlie Kirk as an inspiration. To remember him and to hold him up as somebody that we can follow. I know where he is now. He's upstairs with the boss. I've got no doubt about that at all. But what he has left us is an example. He has left us an example for every single one of us to follow. Every single one of us. I ask you to take that on board. I ask you to use Charlie's example as something that we can all follow well into the future. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm running at the next election. I don't want to run at the next election. I ran at the last election. I didn't want to run at the last election. But let me tell you, I cannot turn my back on what is going on in this state, what is going on in this country. I cannot turn my back on that and walk away. That is not on. That is not on. Because we have the worst group of politicians I have ever seen in my life. Right now. State and federal. State and federal. They're bloody shocking. And you just have to have a look at what Susan Lee did to Senator Price during the week to know that it's not just Labor, but it's Liberal as well. It's on both sides. We have a Prime Minister. We have a Foreign Minister. Remember Senator Wong? Remember her? They have embraced international terrorism as a way of life. It is absolutely extraordinary that we would have a government that would allow that to happen. If you want to know where the centre point is of all corruption in this state, look behind me. Look behind me. We have had, over the last decade in this state, the singularly most corrupt government in the state's history. It is totally and absolutely corrupt. It is a whole range of things, and the good doctor mentioned before about how he had been treated, and I stood up during the pandemic, call it what you will. I stood up and actually came down here and I spoke to people out the front, and I told them that I supported them. I got into a lot of trouble for that, and I'm sure as a result of that, that expedited my expulsion from the Liberal Party, because I didn't do as I was told. But then again, I've never done as I've told, so doesn't matter. I want to tell you a story that I raised in Parliament while I was in there a couple of years ago. It involved a 10-year-old girl out near where I live. It's just horrendous. Thanks, Mark. This little girl came home one day, and she's normally a very happy-go-lucky little girl, very, a bright little girl. She came home, and she went straight to her room. She wouldn't open her door. Her mum and her dad couldn't speak to her. She wouldn't speak to them. And it was many, many hours before they actually coaxed her to come out. And they said to her, what's wrong? What's happened? what has upset you so much? She said, it's school. They said, what happened at school? She said, my teacher today, during sex ed classes, we know what they are these days, the teacher directed her to go home and as homework to ask her father about his erections and ejaculations. Now this is a 10-year-old girl. This is a 10-year-old girl. Can you imagine how distressed she was? Anyway, the mum came to me as the local member, and I was naturally enough appalled. And I raised it in Parliament. In fact, I went right off in Parliament about it. I thought it was disgraceful. You know what the minister said? It's in the curriculum. It's in the curriculum. Now, we all know who's responsible for the curriculum. It's the minister, the education minister at the time. This is just one example of how these people hide behind all sorts of things to hurt our kids. Now, I'm in politics, I've got to tell you, I'm in politics to help kids. I love kids. I love kids. And I believe that the greatest judgment that we can have on how successful we've been in life is if we leave this earth in better shape than the way we found it. I have to say to you that if that happened to me, if the good Lord called me home tonight, I would have to declare myself a total failure. Because we have all failed our young people. We have a situation where little girls are being asked if they're little boys. Little boys are being asked if they're little girls. We have all this sort of the sexualisation of children. The sexualisation of children. Well, you know, this is just grooming them. This is just grooming them. It is disgraceful, and it is all part of the corruption that this government has. I cannot believe just how bad the Andrews government is. And I say Andrews because she is Jacinda Andrews. She is Dan Andrews in a pantsuit. And that's the truth. That's the truth. Folks, I'm going to leave it there because it has been a fairly long session. But I just want to say to you that I want to fight with you. I don't want to fight against you. I want to fight with you. And I want us to win. For the sake of us, for the sake of our families, for the sake of our kids, for the sake of future generations, we must win. We must. And if I could just say, and I quote a mate of mine, somebody that I get on, well, I admire him a fair bit. Fight, fight, fight. That's what we've got to do. That's what we've got to do. Get out there, fight, do the right thing by our kids, do the right thing by Australia.
Ladies and gentlemen, another big round of applause for Bounty Food. All right, now I'm going to bring it home. However, was a bit remiss of me earlier on. Now, whatever your views on Charlie Kirk are, whether he was in this country or not, one thing he stood up for was free speech and freedom. And the ability to have a debate without violence, without antagonism, to speak your truth. So I think it's appropriate, and apologies for not doing this earlier on, but I think we just have a moment's silence in the memory and efforts of Charlie Kirk. Thank you. Remove your hats, please. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Round of applause for Charlie. All right, just off the back of what Bernie was saying.
Yes! Praise the Lord!
Okay. Those of you may or may not know, I still work with youth today, these days, but 15 of those years out of the 20 were spent in the education system, 10 of those years on an education department contract. I know how corrupt the education department are, and any teacher or any principal out there will tell you how much of a bigger bullies the education department are. So, you homeschool your kids, absolutely. So, I've been campaigning against the sexualised indoctrination of our kids for the last 3 years. And on the back of what Bernie said, I'm going to give you another couple of examples. Now, this is what this government condones. This is what we've got to stand up for. So hear me out on this. I'm going to give you parents some guidance on what you can do to help protect your children. There is, as we know, we've just signed up to the World Health Organization. Did you vote for that? Are you happy with unelected bureaucrats halfway around the world telling you what you can and can't do? Okay, so that's another reason to get in your groups, go and see your local elected representative and tell him to take our signatures off that treaty. That's it. Not negotiable. That's something you can do. Now, the WHO has a handbook, the Standards for Sexuality Education in Europe. They implement the same over here. Part of those standards for sexuality education for ages 0 to 4, as stated by the World Health Organization, is early childhood masturbation. Disgraceful. If you don't believe me, it's in the document. You can see it yourself. Malcolm Roberts spoke up about this in Parliament about 3 years ago. One of the only things he's done good, but anyway, at least he spoke up about it. Also, I'm going to alert you to this. I've got to put the bifocals on for this, bear with me. It's not a good look, apologies. There's a website called raisingchildren.net.au. I would suggest you go onto this website and have a look. Now, once again, as they generally do, they make these things look all nice and warm and fluffy on the surface, so most people go, well, that looks okay. But when you do some digging, it's not okay. And she ain't right. It's a good old-fashioned Aussie saying. Is she right? She ain't been right for quite some time. Now, I was alerted to this. A parent informed me they were given an email link by the daycare centre about the 3.5-year-old daughter. 3.5-year-old daughter. No link. Sorry, only a link. No consent form. No prior knowledge. Just, this is what we are going to be speaking with your daughter about and teaching your daughter. In that email, it contained a link to raisingchildren.net.au. That's a site that's supported by the Australian Department of Social Services. Exactly. Wait until you read this. This was the advice given home to about a 3.5-year-old young girl. Your child may be very curious about bodies, their own and other people's. For example, you might find them looking at their own and other children's genitals. A combination of natural curiosity and role-playing is usually a typical part of childhood sexual behaviour. The government condones this. If you don't believe me, go to the website yourself. Child sexual behaviour should not be in the same sentence, especially to a 3-year-old. It's child grooming times 1,000. Now,
Skivity.
it gets worse. If you go onto the site, have a look at the preschoolers and toddlers section and click on development. It's got sexual development for 0 to 3-year-olds. This is what they state under 4 to 6. Don't believe me, look at the website yourself. That one of the things that they think they can indoctrinate parents to believe and teach at these daycare centres and schools, looking and touching the genitals of familiar children or adults in a curious way in the bath or toilet. That's what this website states. Is that grooming much? This is what your government condones. State and federal. This site is supported by the Department of Social Services. Oh, it gets worse. They state playing games that involve being naked at 4 to 6. Exploring bodies which might include masturbating. 4 to 6. What do you think about that? Is that child grooming? Have they told you as parents any of this? raisingchildren.net.au. If you go onto the Leave Our Kids Alone site, Leave Our Kids Alone, kids with a Z, leaveourkidsalone.org, you'll find this information in the resources and links section. Have a look for yourself. Part of the action we need going forward is to have those conversations with their friends that they don't want to have. They cannot ignore this anymore. And one last one before I wrap it up. Sorry guys, bear with me. Okay, what you can do. This is where their laws, it's good when they work against them. Everybody knows what the ICCPR is, the International Covenant of Political Rights. Thank you, sir. That has been scheduled and codified into the Australian Human Rights Commission Act 1986. That is a federal act. So that means any breach of the ICCPR is in breach of federal legislation. Thank you, sir. Article 18, Section 4 of the ICCPR states the following. The states parties to the present covenant undertake to have respect for the liberty of parents and, when applicable, legal guardians, here's the bit, to ensure the religious and moral education of their children in conformity with their own convictions. Is that black and white? So, when the schools tell you, no, we must confuse your 3-year-old or 5-year-old child or your child that they can be 752 different genders, in indoctrinate them with this absolute sexual depravity for that age. When they tell you it's mandated, that's a lie. Or it's compulsory, that's a lie. They have tried to indoctrinate you for far too long now as parents that they have more say than you over your child. That's not the case. You are the parent. You are the primary educator. You say what your child gets taught and what doesn't get taught. Now, there's a letter. Yeah. That is a letter that you can download from the website, leaveourkidsalone.org, kids with a Z. You can download, sign it, and give it to your principal. Also, it states on there that they are liable as well. So that means for what they teach. That means if your child suffers any mental health issues down the track for the content they were taught, you can sue them personally. Start letting them know that. That's how you push back. That's one of the ways you push back. Sorry guys, I was passed a note before I wrap it up. I passed a note to you by Jackie to have a look at the website about any all constitutional matters, constitutionwatch.com.au. So constitutionwatch.com.au, have a look at that site. Now, to wrap it up, we do, by the looks of it guys, we are going to wrap it up soon. We'll play some music, so feel free to hang around. I would suggest you don't try to go home that way for the obvious reasons. Pardon? I'll have a word to the sergeant. No, we're right that way? So we're right, yep, okay. So we are okay to, if you travel home, down Burke Street or down Spring Street that way. Okay, that's the two ways we can leave. Now, as I said earlier, this is just one of the many steps, and we have to get out of our comfort zones. Now, I know you guys are, and like I said before, I know you're tired. I know this has been a long journey. However, it's time to get re-excited again, because it's all the new recruits and looking at are starting to come around. There's some things that after me 5 years ago, and now listening to you, that's something else.
Skivity.
What a fucking disgrace. That's fucking disgusting. We already saw that happening. They should be thinking yeah, they get 40 million a year from us. So I'm sure they're going to do a spend. They don't put in their own pocket. 40 million a year we give it, plus everything, plus healthcare. Yeah, 40 million a year. Thanks, mate. Woo! Doesn't this sound a lot better than that? I know I'd rather live here, not there. Would you want to live over there? Go and spend a night in one of them houses. go anywhere. Otherwise, they're just going to follow us around and lock it up. But make sure you lock them in. They're the agitators.
Please leave the area by the south route or down Burke Street. Do not try and come north. The trolley is here. Marshals, take the front. The trolley is here.
We got to wait.
Nazis cannot, will not stand on stolen Aboriginal land. Nazis cannot, will not stand on stolen Aboriginal land. Nazis cannot, will not stand. 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 Nazis cannot, will not stand on stolen Aboriginal land. Nazis cannot, will not stand on stolen Aboriginal land. Nazis cannot, will not stand. Nazis cannot, will not stand. Nazis cannot, will not stand. Nazis cannot, will not stand on stolen Aboriginal land. Nazis cannot, will not stand. Nazis cannot, will not stand. Nazis cannot, will not stand. No, Nazis never again. No, Nazis never again. No, Nazis never again. No, Nazis never again. Sovereign land in sovereign hands. 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 Free Nazi the borders, close again.
Free refugees now.
Open 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 the borders, close again.
Free refugees now.
Lock up Albo, Joe and Key. We won't stop till Palestine's free. Lock up Albo, Joe and Key. We won't stop till Palestine's free. Lock up Albo, Joe and Key.
We won't stop till Palestine's free.
Lock up Albo, Joe and Key.
We won't stop till Palestine's free.
Charlie Kirk, go to hell. Take your Dr. Sarah Bell. Charlie Kirk, go to hell. Charlie Kirk, go to hell. Take your Dr. Sarah Bell. Charlie Kirk, go to hell.
Take your precious Sarah's blood.
Nazis down on the streets. 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 Too many Nazis on the streets down there. In the dark,
Did you make it down to Flinders Street or did you go straight?
Too many Nazis. It was 5 years ago. Too many Nazis on the streets of Melbourne. It was 5 years ago. Who's gonna tell them? Too many Nazis on the streets of Melbourne. It was 5 years ago. Who's gonna tell them? Too many Nazis on the streets of Melbourne. It was 5 years ago. Who's gonna tell them? Say it loud, say it clear. Nazis are not welcome here. Say it loud, say it clear.
Nazis are not welcome here.
Say it loud, say it clear.
Nazis are not welcome here.
Say it loud, say it clear.
Nazis are not welcome here.
Say it loud, say it clear.
Nazis are not welcome here.
Say it loud, say it clear.
Nazis are not welcome here.
Say it loud, say it clear. Say it loud, say it clear.
Nazis are not welcome here.
Say it loud, say it clear.
Nazis are not welcome here.
Say it loud, say it clear.
Nazis are not welcome here.
Say it loud.
Welcome here.
Say it loud, say it clear.
Nazis are not welcome here.
Say it loud, say it clear.
Nazis are not welcome here.
Go on. Say it loud, say it.
Nazis are not welcome here.
Say it loud, say it clear.
Nazis are not welcome here. Nazis are not welcome here.
Say it loud, say it clear.
Nazis are not welcome here.
Say it loud, say it clear.
Nazis are not welcome here. Nazis are not welcome here.
Say it loud, say it clear.
Nazis are not welcome here.
Say it loud, say it clear.
Nazis are not welcome here.
Say it loud, say it clear.
Nazis are not welcome.
Say it loud, say it clear.
Nazis are not welcome here.
No party genocide.
No
No
party genocide. No party genocide.
No party genocide.
No party genocide.
No party genocide.
No party genocide.
under attack, what do we do? Stand up for men. When immigrants are under attack, what do we do? Stand up for men. When mob is under attack, what do we do? Stand up for men. So what do we do? Stand up for men. So what do we do? Stand up for men. So what do we do? Stand up for men. Okay, when I say Nazis, you say fuck off, alright? So Nazis, fuck off! 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 And now when I say Nazis, you say get fucked. Okay, so Nazis, get fucked! 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 Woo! Okay, so this one I was made up today, and it goes, Nazis cannot, will not stand on stolen Aboriginal land. Nazis cannot, will not stand on stolen Aboriginal land. Nazis cannot, will not stand on stolen Aboriginal land. Nazis cannot, will not stand on stolen Aboriginal land. Nazis cannot, will not stand on stolen Aboriginal land. Nazis cannot, will not stand on stolen Aboriginal land. Nazis cannot, will not stand on stolen Aboriginal land. Nazis cannot, will not stand on stolen Aboriginal land. And Nazis cannot, will not stand on stolen Aboriginal land. And Nazis cannot, will not stand on stolen Aboriginal land. And Nazis cannot, will not stand on stolen Aboriginal land. And Nazis cannot, will not stand on stolen Aboriginal land. And Nazis cannot, will not stand on stolen Aboriginal land. And Nazis cannot, will not stand on stolen Aboriginal land. And Nazis cannot, will not stand on stolen Aboriginal land. And Nazis cannot, will not stand on stolen Aboriginal land.
Yeah, we're moving people to demonstrate robbery. Everyone form a line and follow behind the mob. This is at the front, Maria.
Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! Free, free Gaza! Free, free, free Gaza! Free, free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! Free, free, free Palestine! Free, free Congo! Free, free, free Congo! Free, free, free Congo! still and try and make us go in the direction that they want us to go in. But guess what? It's never going to fucking happen. We're going this way, but we want to go this way. Not because he's trying to make us. We march because we stand up for our rights, not because she's told us we can or we can't. So you can stand there and act real staunch, but you ain't. Where was your staunch on fucking Sunday? Where was your staunch when they came against sovereignty? Huh? Can't act staunch today, fuck you. We're going to the state library. Everybody, we're going to the state library. Turn around. Turn around. Here, this way. Always will be Aboriginal land. Always was, 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 always will be Aboriginal land. Nothing can or will not stand on stolen Aboriginal land. Nothing can or will not stand. Nothing can or will not stand on stolen Aboriginal land. Nothing can or will not stand. Never, nothing can or will. Never, nothing can or will not stand. Nothing can or will not stand. Or will not stand. Nothing can or will not stand. Always will be. Always was, always will be. And refugees are under attack. Migrants are under attack. What do we do? Stand up like that. Migrants are under attack. What do we do? Stand up like that. We do. Stand up like that. When refugees are under attack, what do we do? Stand up like that. And migrants are under attack. And migrants are under attack. What do we do? Stand up like that. And what do we do? Stand up like that. And what do we do?
Stand up like that.
What do we do? Stand up like that. And migrants are under attack. What do we do? Stand up like that. And when migrants are under attack, what do we do? Stand up like that. When Bob is under attack, what do we do? Stand up like that. Then what do we do? Stand up like that. When refugees are under attack, what do we do? Stand up like that. When migrants are under what do we do? Stand up like that. When Bob is under attack, what do we do? Stand up like that. Then what do we do? Stand up like that. Then what do we do? Stand up like that. And then yes, what do we do? Stand up like that. When refugees are under attack, what do we do? Stand up like that. When migrants are under attack, we gotta go up. Okay guys, so Bob is going back to camp and the rest of us are going up onto the steps. When refugees are under attack, oh yeah, and Bob are asking people not to go back to camp. They want everyone to come to the alright, when refugees are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up like that.
When migrants are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up like that.
What do we do?
Stand up like that.
So what do we
Never again. 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 Never again.
Free the fucking refugees!
because they are trying to build a movement that is predicated on racist, white supremacist violence. That's what they're trying to do. They got be the last. We know that today won't be the last time that the far right try and come onto our streets. But everyone here has decided to be part of the collective movement. We have decided we want to stand together, we want to march together, we want to chant together, and we're going to win together. And our clear to me from today that Australia sent a very clear message. The message is Nazis are not welcome here. You are not Wominjeka here. Police, relay the message. Relay the message. Do not fuck with camp sovereignty ever again. I'm sending a message to the Nazis now from all of us here. You ever threaten Aboriginal women and children and elders at camp sovereignty ever again? You fellas are going to be very fucking sorry. Now you coppers get over there and relay the message on your little horses. Right? Yeah. Our kids are going to grow up together. They're going to work together. They're going to march together. They're going to go to school together. They're already going to childcare and all that together. They go to high school together. We work together. We walk in this world together. There is no other way to survive. How do you think our old people survived this place for so long? By working together. Upholding law. Creation law. Not this scamming law. Not this scamming law that you fellas uphold, LAW. Creation law. LORE law. Respect. I just want to say, like, to the people that was at Camp Sovereignty that day, you know, I feel like the police, you know, that we all know, we feel like the police let this happen to you, to us, and that that this is a direct result of when the Nazis want to fuck with my people, they're going to get it tenfold. Do you understand? We are not right now for nobody. Want to come and get sovereignty? Huh? You want to come to Camp Sovereignty, run up a hill and start throwing hits and punches and kicks and that. Use cunts. Use disgusting animal. It was no, you know what? I think we're all fucking desensitized because that was the most disgusting display of human fucking nature. Like, we must be desensitized because, you know, that's really bad. Like, it's really traumatizing. It really re-traumatizes elders and our people and our young ones and our mob that's been through, you know, getting lifted, getting taken away by the coppers, by child stealers, by all these systems, you know, these threats. We always have to be on alert, even when we're sitting around the campfire at Camp Sovereignty, yarning and talking cultural business, what's got fuck all to do with anyone else. And they want to run up a hill and start attacking people. Why aren't they in jail? Lock them up in jail and throw away the key like the dogs that they are. Thank you so much. Alright guys, so, okay. Can I say, okay, yeah. Thank you. It's our time, sister. I'd like to bring everyone's attention to Gulmar, Grandmothers Against Removals. This was created by the aunties and the grandmothers, the staunch backbone of the foundation of the first peoples of the world. Black women! women firekeepers, women warriors, and we're mothers. We are mothers. And they weren't expecting to see us around the fire. They come for our brothers and our uncles. They come for a big smash, but they got us instead. And I really believe that our old people's voices, their spirits were right behind us, and so we need to carry that voice. I'm losing mine, but we're all got that one united strength to send them Nazis a proper message that they have no power here. They have no magic here. And I walk all over country that I belong to with my head held high, and they'll never box me in, they'll never silence me. And the rest of us women, you know, we need every single person here to get behind blackfellas, to get behind the grandmothers against removal, so we can carry this legacy into the future for our children. This is what it's about, the future. The past, present, and drawing that into the future. And so we're asking you to use your white privilege, and we're asking you to dig deep. Dig deep for our babies. They deserve it on their own land. They deserve to be nurtured, respected, and grow up safely without looking over their shoulder for these copper dogs. Nasty dogs! Yeah, they got no power here, eh, my sister? When they come up against grandmother law, like they did, it sent confusion into their brains. And it threw off their whole chant, it threw off all their march. And you know, once we were warriors, well, we still got 9-foot digging sticks with the sharp end ready to defend ourselves. Anyone come in that space, that's why they're so long, so we can swing it and defend ourselves. And that's what we're going to tell them, you know. We walk, when they come up to Garrywurt, that's country that I belong to. That's my son and my big brother's country. They're the bosses up there. And all them old aunties. And they come up to Garrywurt. People know that as the Grampians. And they done their salute on our sacred sites. And they lit up the KKK cross down at the lake. Disgusting. Very, very lost souls. So we had to go up there and we had to smoke these sites. We had to smoke our sacred sites that got desecrated. We need to go to Camp Sovereignty now. This is why we went to turn and go to Camp Sovereignty, because the coppers are attacking our people. We want every single one of you down to Camp Sovereignty. Bring your peaceful warrior love as your shield. Let's go!
Rally. Does it have a title, this rally? What was this for?
This one?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I know, I was looking at the signs and it said the grandmother removal, but it doesn't tell me what it's
Yeah, I don't know, sorry. I just film them.
Trying to find someone who would know.
Yeah.
to use that word. I'm really going to tell you. Do not use that word like this. Yeah, even to like my family. Let's say shootouts. I'm like, yeah, this is exactly what happens out right now. This is why it's like, why you guys used to wear like the scarves and stuff around their head and stuff like that. Which was just Islamophobic and shit. Yeah. It's like, fuck me. It's like, it's horrible.
It was really good. My skin cleared off. I didn't realize how stressful it was.
off, you moron!
干啥？要过马路啊？进去啊？进去啊？啊？
It's like being in Australia, but if there was respect for the environment.
Oh yeah, man, no, it's good practice. Yeah. These guys are anti-immigration. These guys are amongst them. Yeah, look, they are.
You call it Aboriginal land, you fucking weak.
Yeah, truth hurts. Live with it.
Aussie, Aussie, Aussie! Aussie, Aussie, Aussie! Oi, oi, oi! Aussie, oi!
Thank you.
Suffocating our resources, our precious resources. You know, we go to what I just mentioned earlier, being out there. Have a presence, intercept, anticipate. No, we're going to be here for the protest. What a beast this is. And the funny thing is, if you look at these here, people give us a look around. Oh, what's going on here? Which one wins? The people beast or the system beast? You run the system. And that's why she wanted to say better things at the state library, but it gets out because I swear you can't get it out, people don't understand, and it doesn't look right. It wasn't as hateful as people maybe thought, or the Aussies. I don't see them say anything wrong with that. All they said is,
But they seem to be a bit of a menace, if you ask me. Sorry. Well, I want a band to come on the beach, on the beach, flunk themselves there, and they would solve the whole problem. Because everyone would stop fighting. Music calms your nerves, calms your emotions. Like, in the Bible, David, they play the harp for you, to calm you down. Music calms people down because they like the sound of it. So, well, they should bring... They should bring some strippers in, some girls in bikinis or something. And all these guys that look like they're angry because they haven't got a girlfriend, they'd calm down, you see. Because often guys are angry when they should be. So they come out on the street and they join a group and, and think, I'll never get a woman again, and then they join these groups and then they go crazy. If they could just have peace in their private lives, I'm sure we wouldn't have all this trouble. I'm sure it's Why don't you go to the footy field and vote for Collingwood against some other team? Put your flags down. We don't want to see them. We know what they look like. Go home. These people like me.
I have a question. So what's going on?
I don't know.
This is what the anti-racism is.
They're anti. They're a little bit muddled up. They're confused. They've got some ideology that's not quite sound in its basis. They're white men that are angry and want Australia to be Australia. Like the guy hasn't got a girlfriend. He just can't get a girlfriend. Every time he goes to the pub, someone else always gets a girlfriend. They take one look at him and say, I'm not interested.
That's crazy.
And so he gets all angry and upset, and then he joins the political movement. Before you know it,
I gotta move.
Yes, mate.
Thank you.
Just to the live pole, I don't want these guys looping and following us. So if they want to go, they can go that way.
good. For the photos I took on August 31st.
Yeah. Brilliant. Good on you. Good on you.
It makes me really more my conscious city.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
It's all the writing stuff.
Boring. Yeah. Listen, yeah, I like the cameras kind of going point and shoot and kind of capture a bit more of the emotion that way, don't you?
Situations there.
Yeah, it does.
There's like other journalists who were like crying the last one, and I was like, where? What the fuck? Well, yeah, because this guy, I was looking for this guy after he like had like and so he was like yelling at us, I was taking photos of him. He just turns to me and he goes right at my camera, just right in my face, and I just like fall back, and I'm just like, I was fine, I'm very injured, but I was like having a panic attack.
Yeah. Still freaking out, yeah.
I think someone just came around and took a picture of me. I was like, oh, captures the emotion.
Yeah.
Excuse me, mate, are you Sean Mouse?
Yeah?
Yeah, oh, yeah. Big fan of your work, mate. I was watching it live, actually.
Oh.
Yeah. I was heading out. I was like, you know, I'll stop in and have a look.
Sorry, what's your name?
Oh, Aiden.
Aiden?
Yeah,
Oh,
I only
okay.
just recently started watching the videos.
Oh, did you?
Good on you.
Oh, thank you.
What's your thoughts on today?
Sorry?
What's your thoughts on today?
I don't know. I thought it was going to get hairy, but then it didn't.
Yeah,
at least
it's
from what I
good.
saw.
It's better than the last time.
Yeah.
Or from what I've seen.
What's your channel name?
Oh, no, no
You
channel.
don't-
I'll
no?
just watch, yeah.
Just watch.
I think I'd be a good content creator. I just wanted to come show you some love,
Oh,
Keep up
thank
the
you.
good work, alright?
Every day. Alright, I think that's it. I'm going to go over something to eat and drink and then go home. I'm starving. I haven't eaten for like 5 hours, but thanks for watching, everyone.